Hello, I'm Etheleen Kale, the Queen of Vaccines, here with my two favorite co-hosts, Mike
How y'all doing?
and Binoka,
Hello, people.
here to explain how the body begins fighting off an infection. We're in the middle of the bloodstream because that's where your most important weaponry can be found, and it has nothing to do with those red blood cells you see. They're pacifists that mostly carry oxygen. It's the white blood cells, the leukocytes, that devote their lives to fighting and preventing infections. Mike, can you show us a slide of them, please?
It's what I live for, Etheleen.
There's so many different types, and they all protect the body in different ways, but it's the lymphocytes, the B and the T cells, that are the true superstars of your immune system. The T cells are the Taylor Swifts, the B cells are the Beyoncés. The red and leukocytes are warm-up acts, roadies, cleanup crews. They're important, yes, but nobody queues up to see them. And there's one variety of T cell, the helper T cell, that's most important because they run the show. They don't do any killing themselves, but you need them to fully activate the real killing machines, the cytotoxic T cells and the B cells. The cytotoxic T cells seek out and destroy infected cells, mostly by forcing them to commit suicide.
That's barbaric.
Well, let's just say they convince the infected cells to pass themselves away. That's it.
No, not really. That's even
And then we have the
worse.
B cells, the B lymphocytes. Once they've been fully activated, they grow into an army of plasma cells, which are nothing more than antibody factories. And antibodies are the weapon of choice against viral infections because they can destroy them by smothering them, strangling them. Well, Raquel Welch was nearly killed by them in Fantastic Voyage. I mean, just look.
Oh, that poor
Oh,
girl.
that poor. Oh my. That's enough looking for today. Mike, can you show us what antibodies look like? Mike, Mike,
What?
antibodies.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Thank you. You can see that antibodies come in a variety of shapes and sizes. You've got tiny little IgG that can seek out and destroy viruses virtually anywhere inside your body, while massive IgM patrols the bloodstream and inflamed tissues. And there's one more antibody that's especially effective against respiratory viruses, IgA, which is secreted into your tears, your nose, your throat, even into mother's milk. There are antibodies that have the unique ability to stop infections before they even start.
Then why do people get sick if antibodies are so amazing?
Well, that's because it takes a good week to get those antibody factories up and running. Until then, your body must rely on general defenses that not only activate the lymphocytes, but slow down the spread of the infection. You've got natural killer cells, phagocytes, complement proteins, fever, whole families of cytokines that make you feel sick as a dog while they're trying desperately to slow down the spread of the infection and keep you alive.
Keep me alive.
Keep people alive, Binoka. You know that's what I meant. And there's another general defense mechanism, which is arguably the most important one, and that's inflammation. Because inflammation is a knee-jerk response to almost anything your body doesn't like, not just infections. You see inflamed tissues in gingivitis, tendonitis, dermatitis, all those itises.
Why are you talking about inflammation like it's a good thing? I think the porch
I
light's
know
on.
what you're thinking, that inflammation is always bad, but that's simply not true. A little bit of short-term inflammation is actually a good thing because it brings bacteria-killing neutrophils and other leukocytes to the area, along with extra antibodies and clotting proteins. It sets in motion a cascade of events that eventually lead to healing. The redness, swelling, and heat associated with inflammation is mostly caused by a chemical you've probably heard of, histamine. It's released by cells similar to this basophil. Those dark granules inside of them are packed with histamine. And it makes the tiniest blood vessels, the capillaries, become flush with blood, leaky, causing those painfully inflamed tissues to become hot, red, and swollen. Now, in most of your body, that antibody-rich fluid washes germs and debris into your lymphatic system, where millions of leukocytes wait to clean it as best they can. But if it happens inside your brain, all that extra fluid creates a high pressure that can kill you. That's what happens in encephalitis. And if your lungs become inflamed, which happens in all the different pneumonias, including the one you get from COVID-19, well, instead of draining away, the fluid collects where the air should be. And people, like my first husband, don't breathe well underwater, especially when you're holding them down.
What did you say?
What did you do?
It's nothing. We had a simple misunderstanding. All my lawyers said so. What's important is that even the good kind of inflammation and the other general defenses cannot stop an infection from killing you. They can only slow it down. Eliminating an infection requires activated lymphocytes, which, coincidentally, is the subject of my next exciting video. Etheleen explains immunology. Until then, ta-ra!
We need to have a talk, Etheleen.
What in tarnation did you do?